Good morning. Welcome. Monday morning, August 8th. I was wondering where that bar is in that opening sequence, but what do I know? FanDuelChoice.com, Daily Hit and Run Show, MLB DFS for Monday, 7-game slate today. Welcome anybody watching live, anybody that's watching on demand. Thank you. Please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe to your Fielder's Choice, $25 a month. That includes all sports, and it's coming. The big part of the year, college football, NFL, EPL soccer has started. The best part of the year for betting and fantasy sports is coming. It's actually started. Good weekend of EPL. I actually did pretty well in soccer. Check out the winning lineup stream in your Fielder's Choice. It is free. The Discord's free. Some of the rooms are free. Big weekend at MLB. We pretty much crushed. We had some near takedowns. Actually, was I think the $12 YFC. Me and Keep It Strict from YFC were finished second and third. We couldn't get the first, but he got me by like 0.3 of a point. But we had a good weekend. So MLB is really starting to come around now for cash games and GVP. So check out these shows, and it's been helping. What else? Eric's NASCAR did it well. I see a bunch of winners on that. So check that out on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Big East trucks, Xfinity. The regular NASCAR cars, and then pretty much it's all about soccer now till football starts in like 3 weeks. Then it gets crazy. All right, so anybody watching live, welcome. Let's just get right into it. Good weekend yesterday. The Yankees are a little bit of a slump right now. Frankie Montas did not have the greatest first game. A little bit of a rocky start, but Dodgers showing their muscle a little bit, swept the Padres, the retool Padres. Jacob DeGrom did a really good game yesterday. He had, I think, a perfect game going to the sixth, something like that. I mean, he was throwing 100 miles an hour in the first pitch. Phillies had a really good weekend. They're making their way to the playoffs. Rob Thompson's done a really good job as the interim manager there. And I guess that's really it. But it was a pretty good Sunday yesterday. Much better Saturday for us, but for Sunday, it was a pretty good Sunday for baseball. So tonight, 7-game slate. Weather, only one kind of rain concern in the Blue Jays-Orioles game, I think, at Camden Yards. But I don't think that's a main concern. We have some wind in Wrigley coming in. So I do have some interest in Keegan Thompson, I think, as long as that wind stays in at Wrigley, Nationals at Cubs. And that's pretty much it for weather. So nothing really to worry about. Once again, 7 games. 7 games is right in my wheelhouse. 7, 8 games, perfect for me. Even though it's kind of a crappy pitching slate, but Vegas implied runs right now. The Mets have the highest implied, I believe, 5.9. They actually jumped from 5.4. They opened up at 5.4. Now they're 5.9 live. Going up against the Cincinnati Reds. It's going to be. They are at Citi Field. Imagine if that was at Great America Small Park. It would be like a 6.9 probably implied. But they're at Citi Field. Reds are pretty much tossed it in. They have no power in that lineup, pretty much beside Joey Votto. So Chris Bassett should have his way. Beside that, 2 other teams above 5 implied runs. We've got the Blue Jays at 5.2 going up against the Orioles. Orioles are throwing our old friend, and I just drew a blank on who's pitching for Orioles tonight. Jordan Lyles. Jordan Lyles is pitching for Orioles tonight. So we won money from him. We've lost money from him. He's at the gas can. He used to be, but Jays facing Orioles tonight in Camden. And then the other game is Arizona at home against Pittsburgh. 5 implied runs for Arizona. So Arizona and the Snakes are right now the 3rd highest implied team on a 7-game slate. On the money line, the biggest favorite by far is probably going to be Chris Bassett. Chris Bassett going up against the Reds. He's the highest. I'm assuming that he's the highest salaried pitcher. And then Arizona minus 250. Zach Gallen game going against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's pretty much packed it in. Then the only 2 teams above 200 on the money line, Arizona and the Mets. Then beside that, Cubs minus 190 favorite, Keegan Thompson. And then the Padres minus 189 favorite, my man Blake Snell, who may end up being one of my favorite pitchers of the slate tonight. Okay, so that's Vegas. Let's get into this. This is probably gonna be a quick show here. 7 games. Pitching we've been lucky. We've had a great weekend. A lot of studs. A lot of elite pitchers now are at that point in the rotation where it's going to get a little bumpy for the next couple of days. Looking at salary wise, we pretty much only have Well, Chris Bass is by far the highest salary, 9.3. Well, then Blake Snell, 8.8. Logan Gilbert, 8.2. And then Colt Irvin, 8.2. Well, I don't mind Colt Irvin. So what are we going to do for SP1? The popular play is going to be Chris Bassett. Now, we're not getting Jacob deGrom here. The good thing about Bass is, you're not getting the crazy strikeouts and all that, but you're going to get a guy who's going to keep it clean. He's going to go deep into the game. He's averaging almost 22 DK points a game. 3 of his last 4, he's got over 23. So you're getting a consistent pitcher with Chris Bassett. So right now the Mets starting rotation is as a 3.58 ERA. Like I said, you're not getting strikeout. His strikeouts like league average, like 24%, I think it is, but he's consistent. He's going to go a little bit deep. He goes 6 innings deeper last 8. I mean, the Reds, they've been kind of sneaky a little bit, winning 6 for the last 8, but still, it's a bottom WOBA team, a bottom WRC plus team. They strike out like 25%. So Bassett probably is your one. He's going to be popular. Ownership is out. I'm seeing it like 44% ownership. I don't love it. I don't usually play Bassett. We've always said over the years he's a better real life pitcher than DFS pitcher. But a night like tonight, you probably use your top arm. So you're probably going to want to get Bassett and Snell together in cash games. I don't love it, but I think it's the way you got to go. Because we're going to, well, you got Zach Gallen, but still, let's go. Let's look at Blake Snell first. Blake Snell, he's pitching probably the best he's pitched in San Diego. We're getting some glimpses, a little bit of the Rays days. Last 3 games, 31 DK points, 27 DK points, 22 DK points. Last 5 starts, 4 wins, 2.62 whip, elite, 2.70 ERA, elite, K rate of 34%, 12.5 K per 9. These are really good numbers for Blake Snell. Now he's going up against San Francisco team, who is not the San Francisco team that we're used to. So he doesn't have to deal with Darren Ruff anymore, which is a big plus for him. So they're exploitable right now. Giants strike out 25% of the time against lefties. The problem with Snell is that hard contact he allows, especially lately. So on the season, he's allowing, 43% hard contact on the season. Decent, ground ball rate, 40%. Don't like it. Fly ball, 40%. Don't like it, but you got the high strikeout. And going up against this Giant team now, all of a sudden you got a Giant team that strikes out. J.D. Davis will strike out. Joey Bart will strike out. Yeah, I'm a Bart guy. He's going to strike out. Slater will strike out. Braden Belt will strike out. The only guy who really is not going to strike out is like Wilmer Flores. So we get Wilmer Flores against lefty. So if you're not going Snell today, you can definitely go Wilmer Flores today in a lineup. Snell, probably, a smart man's eyes would probably say Snell's a GPP play, because we know how volatile he can be. We know, he can definitely nuke the slate. Definitely to me has the best talent, the best arm on the slate, but he can implode, especially when you see that 40% hard contact rate, 40% fly ball rate. So if you didn't want to go with Snell or just P2, I guess where you're going to drop down to, it's going to be, to me, Zach Gallen at 7.9. Not a bad price for Zach Gallen. So ownership-wise, Gallen's looking at like 42%. So we got 3 pitchers all over 40%. Gallen, Snell, and Bassett. So probably the safest is going to be Gallen, Bassett. Snell is your wild card. Definitely your GPP pivot. So Gallen, on FanDuel, Blake Snell's cheaper than Gallen. On DK, Gallen is much cheaper than Snell. So FanDuel, I'm going Snell. DK, probably going Gallen. Right now, and anybody that knows me last couple years, I'm a huge Zach Gallen fan. Zach Gallen, Kyle Gibson, Alex Cobb, like my 3 favorite pitchers. Probably have his best year. Over 111 innings, 3.31 ERA. These are solid numbers. Whip of 1.05, solid. 8.57 K per 9. 6-6-2 record. Last 5 starts, 1.03 whip. And what I like about Zach Gallen, the favorite part, what I like to use him in DFS is his ground ball rate. And his ground ball rate now is 48%. 48% ground ball rate, elite. When you turn around to you got a guy like Blake Snell, who's got a 40% fly ball rate. So love Zach Gallen, 47% ground ball rate. Going into this Pittsburgh team that's going to strike out everybody on his lineup. Everyone in his lineup is over 25% strikeout rate, beside Kevin Newman at 20%. So these guys, Greg Allen, DeLay. I mean, I think DeLay's a good young hitter, but Madras, O'Neill Cruz, Key Bryan, Ben Gamel, even Brian Reynolds are all going to strike out over like 24% of the time. So Gallen probably is in a really good spot today. So I guess Gallen, Bassett, even though at the end of the day, I may not be being different and putting Snell in there, maybe even a Snell Gallen. I just don't, to me, Chris Bassett is not a great DFS pitcher. He's more of a real life pitcher. But once again, say like tonight, we wouldn't even be talking about half these guys. But another pitcher, Cole Irvin. I don't mind Cole Irvin at all. He's been pitching pretty solid too. Sneakily, Cole Irvin, let me see, last five games, a 3.09 FIP, elite, 2.25 ERA, elite. Check out this whip, 0.81. So he's right now, Cole Irvin has probably in the last 5 games, probably the best pitcher on the slate. Not walking guys, 1.4 walks per 9. Not a strikeout pitcher though. He's only striking out 6 per 9. But give us 20 fantasy points a game. And the main thing is doing that with an 8.2 salary. Now, if Cole Irvin was 6.2, I'd be all over him. But 6 innings, 7 straight games. Hasn't allowed more than 2 earned runs in any of his last 6 games. So 4.23 Sierra last 5, but he limits hard contact, keeps walks down. Definitely, when he's ahead in the count, definitely is going to generate some chase. I like Cole Irvin a lot. GPP, though, I can't put him in the same category, though, as Zach Gallen, Snell, and Bassett today. Don't sleep on Cole Irvin either, no. And then anyone else, Keegan Thompson, especially if the wind remains blowing in. I don't mind Keegan Thompson at 6.7. Now, Thompson, look at his log. He's up and down. And it looks like every other game now, going back to June. Great game against Dodgers, 26 DK points. Then all of a sudden the Mets, he was like -6. Then Pittsburgh, 31 positive. Then St. Louis, negative again. Now he's up against Washington, who's pretty much packed it in also. So Keegan Thompson in Wrigley, wind blowing in, 6.7, I think is a really good price. You can possibly even look at Keegan Thompson sneaky cash play as long as that wind remains blowing in. I don't like that whip though. Last 5 starts, 1.60 whip. K rate's not there. But once again, wind blowing in. I watched that Pittsburgh game and Keegan Thompson looked damn good in that Pittsburgh Pirate game. Now we start looking at that weather that wind's blowing out. Once again, the Nationals are Nationals, and they got a couple decent bats there. You know, like that Ruiz kid isn't bad. He has been hitting well, but some of these guys got a little pop. But looking through that lineup, Keegan Thompson's a righty. Wow, there's nobody in that lineup right now that can hit a righty beside Luke Voigt. No one else. There's not an ISO above like 1.4. Robles bad. Cesar Hernandez cannot hit righties. You got Vargas, you got Ruiz, Yadier Hernandez has always been a decent righty hitter, even this year, 160 ISO, 1312 Woba. They all strike out. Beside Ruiz. Good spot for Keegan Thompson, especially if the wind is blowing in. Thompson's mainly though 2-3 pitch pitcher though. So, but he's going up. He's going up against these lefties. Pretty much, he's gonna throw that fastball like 6% of the time against these lefties. But none of these guys can hit a fastball besides Luke Voigt and Keeper Ruiz. So you get around Voigt and Ruiz, you got a really good game against Keegan Thompson. None of these other guys can really hit a fastball. Not even, Lane Thomas, Palacios, Luis Garcia. Luis Garcia, not bad. Robles, not a fastball hitter. So Garcia, Voigt, and Ruiz are your 3 fastball hitters, and that's what Thompson's gonna be throwing as a fastball all game, like 60% of the time. Against lefties, good spot though. He's a fly ball pitcher though, but the wind's blowing in. Take a chance on Keegan Thompson. Somebody in chat saw a pick just mentioned Keegan Thompson. So if I'm going to rank today's pitchers, 7 games late, not much. I would say personally, well, looking at projected ownership, the masses, they're looking at Bassett, Gallen, Snell. And then I didn't mention Logan Gilbert, but I'm not messing with Logan Gilbert, Yankee Stadium. I do like Logan Gilbert, not against Yankees. It's in Seattle though. So I like actually Snell, Gallen, Bassett, then Cole Irvin, then Keegan Thompson, and then after that, Kikuchi, I'm not even sure how stretched he is. Jordan Lyles, nope. In Toronto, but once again, anytime we go up against Toronto, I think Toronto is going to start hammering it. They're going to score 1 or 2 runs. So Jordan Lyles is always a GPP wild card. Alex Wood, GPP wild card, is San Diego, but San Diego just really hasn't hit yet with his new retooled lineup. Maybe Alex Wood's a sneaky little play here. GPP only, but a lot of those Padres can hit lefties though. That order from Soto, Machado, Bell, Drury, all hit lefties. But after that, Cronenworth really isn't lefties this year. Myers, Kim, Nola, none of these guys are really hitting lefties. So, Wood GPP only. All right, so that's pitching. Let's see if anybody any questions. It's pretty much cut and dry tonight. Small slate. I like it, but you got to pick between probably 2 to 3. Gallen, Chris Bassett, or my man Blake Snell. All right. Let us move on. Let's move on to the positions quickly, and we will be out of here. Going through catcher right now. Any BBP data? No. Nobody's really any kind of BBP. If anything, BBP Austin Noah 2 for 4 with a home run against Wood, but that's not. I wouldn't consider that BBP. Let's look at some projected ownership as we go around the bases. If I can get it to come up. Right now, it's looking like probably Alejandro. Alejandro Kirk right now is probably going to run away with the ownership at catcher. Yeah, I'm seeing like 30% ownership on Alejandro Kirk against Jordan Lyles. 4-3. Now, Kirk is not hitting, remember, like he was before the All-Star break. Since the All-Star game, Kirk, he really hasn't been hitting. So let's see. It was last week, 0.60 batting average. 16 at-bats, no hits. So he's 0 for 16 this week. Last month had been 260. So Kirk is coming down to earth a little bit. It is a good spot against he's not a bad reverse splits hitter. If I'm looking at anybody though tonight, if I get a chance, Dayton Jansen's 3.9, a better hitter against righties really than Kirk is. Sean Murphy, 4.6. Murphy's not bad. Nice ISO. Sean Murphy. And I didn't realize how well Sean Murphy's hitting. So we got Murphy going up against Suarez. Jose Suarez. Murphy, 242 ISO on the year, 385 WOBA. But what we're looking at is over the last week, betting 470. Over the last 20 games, he's bet 333, 4 homers, 14 ribbies, a combined ISO WOBA of 706, and a WRC plus of 185 over the last 20 games. Sean Murphy's crushing the ball. So Sean Murphy at 4.6 is my top catcher. You all can run to Kirk. I'm a Kirk guy, but Kirk's just not hitting the ball. And I've gotten to the point where, and my DFS has gotten much better when I'm not playing these guys that are in slumps. Even though projections tell me to play him, but when a guy is 0 for his last 16, 0 for 18, I'm not going to play him. I'd rather play a guy that's hit a home run the last 2 games that's hitting 216. Sean Murphy, great spot. Cal Rally's a good spot though, but it's a pitcher's park in Seattle going up against Jameson Talan. Rally's a good Rally's a switch hitter. I watched him yesterday. He had a couple bombs, foul balls, but real close home runs. So Rally though, 240 ISO could definitely hit Jameson Talan. You got Adley Rutschman there, going up against Kikuchi. Contreras against Anibal Sanchez. Sanchez is a gas can. So I like Sean Murphy. I think if I can get the Sean Murphy 4.6, that's where I'm going. If I can't, you can go down to Jose Trevino against Gilbert. Trevino's ready though, but Trevino's hitting the ball. 410 over last week, 300 over last month, 308 over the last 20 games. Another really good bat. And then Carson Kelly. Kelly against Tyler Betty. I'd rather see Carson Kelly against a righty. Against a lefty. But Kelly's really been hitting the ball still. 400 over last week. So you can hit Carson Kelly too. So I'm looking at Sean Murphy. And if not, I'm going down to probably Trevino. If I can't get, for some reason, if Trevino doesn't play in, then I'm going to go to Carson Kelly. I'm probably not going to mess with Kirk tonight. He's going to be highly owned, 30%. If he hits a bomb, which he very well could, then I'll deal with it. But so be it. Sean Murphy tonight. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, I spent too much time on catcher as it was. First base. No BBT at all. Just a Jared Walsh struggles against Cole Irvin. Who do I like at first base? Man, if you could in FanDuel, if you can get Vogelback and Alonso together, you're playing. The Mets are even though the Mets are City Field, the Mets are in a really good spot tonight. Okay, against Justin Dunn. I didn't really mention Justin Dunn for Cincinnati, but the Mets are facing Justin Dunn. A lot of people remember Justin Dunn. Dunn had a little bit of decent. He was a decent prospect, but now this is Dunn's first game, I believe, right? So we get the Mets City Field pretty much firing all cylinders. If you can play both in FanDuel, I would be playing Vogelback and Alonso. Alonso's been good. But then you got Vladdy sitting there. Vladdy is 6,200 now. So first base can be some tough decisions. Vladdy or Alonso, both are in great spots. Vladdy's 18-game hit streak now. Extended it yesterday. In that span, he's hitting 420, 47 WOBA, 223 WRC plus. And now he gets Jordan Lyles. And in that span, in that 18-game hit streak, Vlad's got not one, not two, not three, but 4 stolen bases. Vlad's a burner. So Vlad, Alonso, or your cheaper one, Daniel Vogelback. Last 13 games, Vogelback's hit 300. That's the 3 guys you're really looking at first base. You can play DJ LeMahieu at first base now too, I guess. So, but you probably play DJ second, but I don't like second tonight. All right, so first base, let's just look at projected ownership wise. It's looking at first base is probably going to be Vlad. It's Vlad by a lot. So these Jays are all going to be popular because of Jordan Lyles' name. But I still think Jordan Lyles is a better pitcher than people say he is. So ownership wise says Vlad, Guerrero, or if Kevin Biggio gets in there. Alonso is getting no ownership at all. So Pete Alonso, great pivot off of Guerrero. Ohtani, got to fly right on the radar. Lefty on Irvin. Still always playing though. Christian Walker's been hitting the cover off the ball, right? Another bomb yesterday. Well, there's only hit, maybe not 179, but he's got 179 in his last 20, about 5 home runs. But you either want Vlad or Matt at first base. All right. Eric Trotty, this I guess what I'm trying to say is I respect Jordan Lyles too much. So good call on the Jordan Lyles home splits. So it's not like they're playing at Rogers Center. They're playing at Camden Yards. And even researching today, everywhere I've seen is people just blowing up Jordan Lyles. Yeah, he's been a gas can in his career. It's not exactly been Jacob deGrom, but he's had a decent season this year. Now, looking at his home splits this year, we're looking at this is almost Zach Greinke type. 3-2 at home, 2.68 ERA. On the road, 5.6, 5.70 ERA. A whip, 138 at home, not great, but a whip of 146 on the road. Definitely more strikeouts on the road, but he's also pitching 18 more innings. But ERA is much better at home at Camden Yards for Jordan Lyles. And even though didn't he have a speed bump his last game at Camden Yards? So that's what I guess I'm trying to say to everybody's gonna be all these Jays. We know what the Jays have done. How many times have the Jays trolled us when we stacked the Jays? and they score 1 or 2 runs. It happened yesterday. I had a great stack with the Phillies and Jays, and then it went to not because of the Jays. So good call there. Jordan Lyles is a much better pitcher at home. Okay, so getting back to that was first base. Giroux's gonna be popular. I'm looking at Mets, Vogelbach, or Alonso. And here's another name. If the win ended up going out instead of in, don't sleep on Luke Voigt against Thompson. He's the only guy pretty much in that lineup that can hit Thompson. That's those bats are bad. But good call, Eric, on Jordan Lyles. Second base, Ketel Marte. Seems like every day now, Ketel Marte is your highest projected ownership on second. Bunch of guys, McNeil, Kevon Biggio, Guilherme for the Mets. I don't know. Marte just is not having the season that we all thought he was going to have. So, can't remember what he did yet. I think he had a decent game though yesterday, didn't he? Going up against Tyler Beatty. Still only hit 220 the last week, 240 over the last month. I'm not going to spend all that money on Ketel Marte at 5K. If anything, I'm going to spend on DJ at 5,100, DJ LeMahieu. Johnny India, but it's Bassett. Johnny India can hit Bassett, though, but more of a GBP play. Here's a name I like, and I've been playing him a lot. Luis Rengifo. But the problem is he's up to 4,100 on DK now. He's minimum price on FanDuel. You can play Rengifo and cash games on FanDuel. So we remember this in the last show. Since mid-June, now he's hitting 315, hitting near top of the order. He's a switch hitter, and he's better against lefties. Great split there, 387, 155 WRC plus. I think on FanDuel, great play at second base, Rengifo. Don't sleep on Luis Rengifo. Don't sleep on say, who is that? Plays for the Angels, Luis Rengifo against Cole Irvin. And then one guy that's going to fly under the radar, probably is Witt. Is anybody's going to be looking at some of these other guys? Is one guy, maybe one J is Witt. Big game yesterday. I think he's had hit at every start with a J. Days. And then GBP, Wilmer Flores. We all know Wilmer Flores against the lefties is a real thing. He can definitely hit a bomb off Blake Snell. Blake Snell gives up hard contact. Wilmer Flores against the lefty. And no BVP really. Second base is terrible. That's why if I had the money, I'd rather go DJ LeMahieu over Marte. Jeff McNeil, maybe McNeil, 4,400, I guess, against Justin Dunn. McNeil's kind of decent week, but it's kind of quiet down a little bit. Justin Dunn. Dunn's making his season debut here with the Reds. Kind of forgot about Justin Dunn. The thing is, I dug in him earlier, and he was been pitching bad at AAA. This is the ex-Mariner. So in his rehab, he had a 3.75 ERA. Last season. No, I'm sorry, 3.75 ERA last season. But his rehab starts, the numbers are bad. Yeah, he was like 5.50 ERA, 1.56 WHIP, and I think like Louisville or something. So Justin Dunn, though, it's a name. He was a prospect, tagged a prospect, decent with the Mariners, making kind of a comeback here for the Reds, but he's not going to have the best night in Citi Field. Okay, third base right now. Looking at some projected ownership wise, I'm to the point I don't even look at ownership anymore. I'm making lineups, but I know a lot of people do. Matt Chapman's going to be popular. So all these Jays. Josh Rojas, because going up against Tyler Beatty. Luis Guilherme, because he's multi-position eligible. Patrick Wisdom. You play Wisdom in certain spots. Tonight against Sanchez, it wasn't blown in. I'm not playing him. That's not a spot right now for Patrick Wisdom. I think decent. If you want to play third base, Chapman isn't a good spot. 4,700 though. I don't mind Manny Machado tonight. Machado may be my favorite play because he's only 5,100 DK, 3,000. He's better off on DK 5,100. Got Juan Soto hitting in front of him now. Tatis is on his way back. So since the All-Star game, Machado, 12 runs, 9 ribbies, 4 homers, 815 OPS. And a 258 ISO. I don't understand why him and Drury are both third base eligible. That can't be. I mean, they're playing for the same team now, and they're only third base eligible. So I do like Manny Machado tonight. I don't mind Drury either. I'm a Drury fan. Liked him since he was in Arizona. I'm glad he's having a good season. But so Chapman's the popular play. I like Machado. I'm seeing a lot of love for Patrick Wisdom. I don't really know why. 175 the last 20 games, 120 over the last week. What am I missing on? Yes, it's Animal Sanchez, but I mean, decent 211 ISO against righties. He's the only Cub right now that's got a decent ISO against righties. But that reverse split. But let me see Sanchez. Sanchez, a 2-pitch pitcher to righties, fast. He's either the cutter or a sinker. That's all Sanchez throws to righties. And against a cutter, I'm seeing 367 Woolbug with Wisdom, not bad. And then what was the other pitch you said? He throws a slider. I think I said a sinker. So yeah, I mean, 356 ISO, 440 Woba. So they are the 2 pitches Wisdom feasts on, cutter and sinker. So maybe that's where the love is coming from. But the wind blowing in, he's not hitting well. If the wind changes, we see something different. And I guess and Sanchez is bad, and I guess you see Sanchez is, I guess, kind of a reverse splitsy pitcher too. Wow, 273 ISO, 466 Woba to righties. So he's reverse splitsy. So I guess I see where Wisdom is popular, but with the wind blowing in, I'm not going to touch it. Anybody else at third base that we're missing that may be decent? No, I'm liking Machado more and more. Rengifo's third base eligible also, so against Cole Irvin, I don't mind Rengifo at all. Suarez maybe against Talon, 199 ISO. Give me Manny Machado tonight. If I get the Machado, give me Manny. That's what I want. Manny or Rengifo. All right, let's go to shortstop right now. David Fletcher. If Fletcher gets in, Fletcher was hurt, but I think he played last night, right? David Fletcher. I play Fletcher in spots. 8 for 15 lifetime against Cole Irvin, 533 batting average. Some good lifetime numbers. And Fletcher is a very, very streaky hitter. We all remember he did last year. Remember he had hits like 20 of 21 games. We looked really good last year. Then he came back down to earth. But I will play. I have no problem playing Fletcher tonight as shortstop. If I need salary, he's 3,200 though. So he did play yesterday against Seattle, and he had a good game. A double, 3 ribbies. Give me some David Fletcher. I'm looking at advanced metrics. O'Neal Cruz, a good spot against Galano, 250 ISO. Lindor, decent spot. If we're going to look at ownership wise, how big going to be Bo? Is Bo Bichette and Lindor. Bo's only 4.5, so I don't mind that price. Lindor 5.9. That's a tough price to pay for Lindor 5.9. That's your money. But I guess here's the thing: the way the pitching is tonight, you can probably get anybody you want in your lineup, any bat you want, especially if you don't play Bassett. So Lindor is in play. Bichette's in play. Definitely a good price on Bichette. Said favorite value is going to be here. Here's a really good value, but I still don't think you're going to need it. Elvis Andrus. Elvis Andrus, man, since the All-Star break, 357 Woba. Now that's ahead of guys like Trey Turner, O'Neal Cruz, Bo Bichette, guys like Carlos Correa. He's said of all those guys since All-Star break. So Elvis Andrus is my play. If not, maybe like Louis Garcia. But it's Lindor, Bichette. And then you're going to drop down to, like I said, Louis Garcia, David Fletcher. Elvis Andrus. That's my guys. Manuel Rivera. Will he get hurt? You asked if he plays. Rivera's third base, right? You know, he already went by third base. He had a good game yesterday, I guess, right? Yeah, he did, huh? He hit his first home run as a Snake. Good call, 2K. I didn't realize Rivera was only 2K. Good call, Metal Alloy, 419. No, actually, good call, seriously. So tracking back to third, even though we said Machado's on my plays, Emmanuel Rivera, if he gets in 2K. Big game yesterday. We were just talking about you play guys after having a big day, home run, and Rivera has his first home run as a Snake yesterday. So don't mind that call at all. Emmanuel Rivera, ex-Royal, new Snake, 2K, coming off a big day. Nice call. Mateo gets Kikuchi. Well, if you want to call it 2 for 3, decent BVP, but I guess that's not all you mean. Mateo's hot, hit a home run yesterday too. 200 ISO on that ready lefty split. Not bad. I played Mateo a bunch yesterday. And Kikuchi is really bad against righties. Kikuchi's really bad against righties. Really good against lefties. Which, whatever, because he's a lefty. But that's a good call. Good call, Manuel Rivera, third base value. Mateo, don't always use a value at shortstop. Okay, let's get the outfield. So we know George Springer's out. He's on the 10-day IL. So who we got? We know who's going to be popular. Probably Tio, right? Lourdes Gurriel. Gurriel's now 4K, though. Starling Marte's going to be popular. Brandon Nemo's going to be popular. Hap. They're all your top plays. Your top overall plays, I'm going to be Marte or Judge. I'm going to get back. Now Judge is 6'4" in Seattle, Pitchers Park. That's a tough salary, but maybe he'll do it tonight with his pitching. You almost have to play Judge every night if you can. So we all know Tio's gonna be popular, Girl's gonna be popular, Judge's gonna be popular, and the Mets like Marte. And then Juan Soto's now 6K against Wood. Where are we gonna go for value? Who's our favorite value play tonight? So we can get some of these big sticks. I like Alec Thomas. So do we do like some of these snakes tonight? Dalton Varsho probably should play Gurriel at 4K. Dalton Varsho, and anybody who's been playing DFS for a while knows that Dalton Varsho is another one that can get on a heater. And Varsho is on a heater right now. So, what's he hitting? His last 380 last week, 273 last month, last 20 games. Definitely last 14 games. Here's a slash 319, 429, 638 slash with 11 runs. So you like Varsho at 4-1. You get a lineup of Varsho 4-1, Gurriel 4K. You really can't go wrong with either of those guys. Can you fit in a Judge? Maybe not. You can definitely try, or Sterling Marte. I don't think you have to find a 2K guy in the outfield in order to fit, because we don't have any like Scherzers going today. But if you're gonna, Jake Fraley's, he's going against Bass, and this is the guy's Bass going to be pitching against. Yadi Hernandez, but wind blowing in. Maybe Ortega. Maybe Louis Gonzalez. No, he's going against Snell. I like Snell. There's not much. Jared Kelenic, possibly. Jared Kelenic's a lefty, so going against Jameson Talon righty, possibly. We can see Kelenic lose one today. But I like Gurriel. I like Alec Thomas. Like Varsho, I said. They're like my 3 or 4 favorite value plays. If you don't play Snell, Austin Slater. We play Slater against lefties, like we said, Wilmer Flores, good spot tonight against GVP. So I probably will be stacking Giants tonight. Giants for stack. We came in third and it's $12 on Saturday night. Using Giants. Some people said I was crazy because of all the pinch hitting, but they came through for me. Because like Tyler Knack, when you can use them in GBP stacked, but I wouldn't be using them as one-offs. All right, so that's the outfield. What with some of your guys' home run calls a day. Yeah, I was so mad because I had a really good lineup going yesterday. You mentioned Jesse Winker, and I did not play Winker because of the matchup, because of the pitching arm, and I went with Haniger, I guess. Then Winker comes up and hits a grand slam. So that would have kept up a really good weekend. And I had all the money for Winker. I just couldn't do it because of the matchup. And then he let me down. He proved me wrong. So give me some of your home run calls as I look for mine. Is Winker, is he an August hitter? I just know I've done very well with Winker. So maybe Sean V's calling a Winker call. Are you calling that a home run call too, Sean? I could dig it. I kind of see a Jared Kelly bomb tonight. Kyle Lewis. Some of these Mariners are going to go off against Jameson tonight. We know, and of course, we all know Winker feasts on righties, right? So, all right. So we like the Mariners tonight. I agree with you, Sean. Winker 310 last week, 4 homers last 20 games. I would have loved to see the Jesse Winker we all know against righties. Winker's one of my favorites. So, okay, home run call. I as a cheapo, I like Kelenic. I like Varsho. I could see Kyle Lewis losing one tonight. I could see I like the Machado call. No. Except for Matt Carpenter home run really tonight. How about, I don't want to say Vogelback. That's too easy. O'Neill Cruz could hit one. I am going to say, I'm going to be different. Joey Bart's going to hit a home run off against Snell. You know I like Snell. Kellen's going to hit a home run. Vlad can definitely hit a home run tonight. And you know what? I think my favorite player of all today, Sean Murphy, catching. I like the Varsho call, Sean. Sean Murphy. I love Sean Murphy tonight. Great spot against Suarez. The one thing I didn't look at for Sean Murphy was the pitch types. Suarez is a can. But Sean Murphy, man, against righties, Suarez is mainly a changeup hitter against righties. And what's Sean Murphy against changeup? Boom. 415 CX Woba, 369 Woba, 46 hard hit. Yep. Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy's my home run call. One of my favorite plays of the day. Stacking. So Eric likes Matt Carpenter. Carpenter is definitely set for home run tonight. I like the Alonso. I definitely like the Varsho call for Sean. Marcano against Gallen. Yep. Marcano won me a bunch of money the other night. That triple. Good calls. I even like the Adam Frazier call, but I think the Mariners are going to feast on Jameson tonight. I'm over Sean Murphy tonight. You heard it here first. So when Sean Murphy hits one, nobody taking credit. But here. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Stacks. You gotta like the Mets, of course. It's Justin Dunn. If it was a Great America, I'd be all over him. Jay's gonna be popular. Vlad, T.O., Gurriel. But who do we like non-popular? I like what Sean's been saying. I like the call with Seattle. I think Seattle is definitely a sneaky call. And I think it's sneaky. Cubs, if the wind's blowing out. Man, I'm like an O'Neill. I called Cruz bomb the other night. I'm like an O'Neill Cruz more and more. And stats keep jumping out at me here. Who else do we want to stack? We got to find somebody a little bit different beside the Mets and the Jays. So I guess we're going to go to Mariners. And how about A's maybe? I don't see the Giants, but I see they're done. I see Snell having a good game. What about the Orioles against Kikuchi? I mean, the Giants are definitely boom and bust. They just don't. I think Snell's in a really good spot tonight. Maybe the Orioles against Kikuchi, they owe us. That's yesterday. All right, so I guess that's it. My home run call is Murphy, and I like Cruz. I like Kelenic. Arizona's a good call. Yeah, but we gave enough Arizona names, right? So I see what guys like Alec Thomas and Varsho. So it sounds like you guys like Arizona, Seattle. Now we probably just need half the damn teams on the slate, but so it's actually not a bad slate. You can pretty much get anybody you want at bats with the pitching tonight. Once again, it's Bassett, Snell, and Gallen on the popular ones. You got to pick which two for you want for your cash. I may end up going Snell. It'll be different. And then I like a little bit of Keegan Thompson. I think is a good spot. And it feels like I'm forgetting a pitcher that I like. Maybe not. Cole Irvin. I like Cole Irvin too. GBP. And that is it. Thanks, guys. Back at tomorrow, the full show, big full slate. And I go pick up my Walmart order. I just got a text. I don't shop anymore. I have them shop for me. I pick it up. All right. Deuces. Thanks.